So like I was saying, man, I walk in there, my brother's around, I end up kissing my own brother.
It's far out, man.
It's messed up.
Yeah, you know what they say. Like father, like son.
You said it best, brother. So today we're brewing a
beer.
Sorry. Once again, another IPA. Surprise, surprise. This is once again another Best Coast. We're using sort of a higher sulfate, dry water profile. We're aiming for like some actual bitterness, you know, putting bittering hops in there. But we are using the Imperial Juice yeast. We're massively over hopping it, so it's going to be a nice balance between those East and West Coast styles. So when I was making that documentary video on our search for the perfect IPA, I came across our old recipes on our old blog, and at one point we made the Mark Hoppus blink-182
Those guys, am I right?
Which the trick was, it was going to be 182 calculated IBUs. Now what's odd is I actually plugged the old recipe into Beersmith, but I'd scaled the malt and the grain bill up for 6 gallons, and the old recipe still came to over 200 IBUs. I tried plugging this recipe in there to make it 182 IBUs, and it ended up with me having to put like over 5 ounces of first wort bittering hops, and then fudging the calculations for all of our late hops. And it was going to be a horrible, bitter, vegetal mess. A coincidence was our Centennial hops are 8.2% alpha acids, so we were going for an 8.2% double IPA. So I said, why don't we just make it 82 IBUs and drop the 1? The other little trick that we're doing here is we still are using the first wort hops from the original recipe, 2.5 ounces, but we're putting the rest in after the boil. So actually nothing is going in while the wort is boiling. It's all before or after.
I think I bought like all the hops in Yakima Valley recently.
Mm-hmm.
My freezer is very full and Olivia is very concerned.
She'll be alright.
There's no room for the waffles though. You gotta have waffles.
So, Chad and I have been big fans of Blink-182 since we were teenagers.
I know that's gonna come as a surprise to you who watch this channel that are admiring the sheer idiocy of our humor.
So MTV2 used to somehow broadcast on channel 28, so I turned because I didn't have cable because I was a deprived child, so I tuned my staticky antenna to channel 28, and I watched like all these Blink-182 videos, and I thought they were the most hilarious guys ever. All I knew when I was a kid is I wanted to be like Blink-182 because they were the funniest guys in the entire world, and their songs were pretty catchy too. I feel like with Blink-182, I've had about 3 adolescences.
11, 12-year-old Chad really loved him.
Again, when I was in my mid-20s, me and Chad hang out, starting brewing.
20-something-year-old Chad really loved them, and now almost mid-30s Chad really loves them, and yeah, it's good stuff. It's been with me my whole life. Reminds me of simpler times, but also comforting in a way, you know? And these dark times when the entire world's on fire, there's always blink-182. Think of Blink, think of like, for me anyway, well, sometimes, I think of just like, you know, bubbly, like, good times, have fun, accessibility, definitely, things like that. I think this beer is going to kind of hit that on the nose.
Well, I would say with this beer, you know, I paid a lot of attention to detail in the planning of it. You see, I would pay attention to all the small things.
I have nothing to say about beer on this homebrewing channel. I am too cool to discuss that.
Hold a second. Check this out. Oh, look, I'm edgy. I have a lip ring. I'm Tom from Blink-182.
That's very good.
We ordered 8 pounds of hops from Yakima Valley Hops in those 8-ounce cans. Just dumping a whole 8-ounce can in for the dry hop because we love hops.
So, as you can see, Dysentery Gary was at it again. We had to use the strainer to responsibly do our dump weed. Oh, we're recording.
Yeah, no, we weren't. Those aren't from bottles, they're from cans.
Hey, nice lip ring, Ben.
Oh, thanks. I can smell this.
Yeah,
all
I
can. Unfortunately, with these hazy IPAs, this isn't the best lighting. I mean, we get both of ours into the good lighting. Nice, sort of pale yellow. Oh, well, that looks like
wow.
Whoa,
that's like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it looks like my piss. But it's a really nice hazy yellow color. They're both the same. I just have better lighting than Chad does. Yeah. I can smell it from so far away. So, oh my gosh.
It's almost like if you were going away to college, you can still smell it.
This is probably the most aromatic IPA we've ever brewed. Just like,
yeah, we did dump up.
Yeah, 8 ounces of Citra in there, but
yeah,
like just pure mango tangerine, maybe? Not just the best aroma that we've had on a beer that we've brewed, but maybe it's up there with like the best aroma of any beer I've tried.
Yeah, I mean, this one, as soon as I started pouring it, it's just, I don't think I've ever had a beer that has that kind of aroma that doesn't taste like hop matter. It's really, really green. It's not really drinkable yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is absurd aroma.
Yeah, it's out of this world.
I still haven't gotten over. Let me get on to the sip, but this aroma has been driving me nuts.
Juicy.
I mean, the juice in this, obviously it's made with the Imperial Juice yeast, which definitely throws a lot of fruit esters on it. I love it for a lot of things. I like its esters, and I love that it bottle conditions really well.
Yeah.
I mean, it just like, all the yeast sticks to the bottom of the bottle. You can pretty much pour the whole thing in there, and it's great. It's got a really good mouthfeel.
So this one's just under 2 weeks bottled, right? At this point.
Super smooth.
Yeah.
Now, this is sort of going along our best coast philosophy. It's probably a little bit more bitter than your typical New England IPA.
It's just super accessible, but also it's juicy as all get out, but there is some bitterness, and that, I think that's our style.
Yeah, I do think you need at least some bitterness in an IPA to really accentuate the hop flavor, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not just like one-dimensional. We do also try to make our beers on the drier, drinkable side.
Yeah. When you make a beer, it's like, you know, themed, I guess, or inspired by something. It should kind of have some of the same qualities, and to me, like, the fact this is as accessible as it is, I think we kind of nailed that.
But with sort of the edge.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, this is something that I think it's kind of it really is, like, a difficult battle that we've not always won with IPAs, to where we've not been perfect, ever. But we're starting to really hit our stride on the most recent ones we've done, and this one...
I think our oxygen control has been stellar. Like, I think we'll get some really good content when we totally screw up, too. But, like, they've all come out
next brew day.
We can't mess up that one. But, this is, like, not just one of the best IPAs we've brewed, but one of the best IPAs, for my taste, that is, that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Aroma-wise, it's like pure mango tangerine. Then when you taste it, you get that, but then there's a little bit more of the bitterness, but not quite pine bitterness. Like on the edge of grapefruit, maybe. But maybe like an orange pith. So Centennial has got a lot of interesting hop oils that will carry through the boil, carry through the Whirlpool a lot. I do feel like a lot of it got biotransformed by the yeast or whatever, because it's very high in linalool and geraniol, which supposedly get biotransformed into beta-citronol. So this is a very citrus-forward beer.
I think one thing that stands out to me is that, like, with the past few beers in particular, the past few IPAs we've done, I think we've kind of nailed what our vision of an IPA is.
Yeah, it's like it's a mix of the best things between a West Coast and a New England IPA.
Yeah. But, I mean, that took almost a decade of brewing to figure it out and to get it right. And fortunately, we both have the same vision and same...
Yeah, we're very much on the same page when it comes to these hops things. So it's taken a lot of experimentation the past few years. It's really taken off. But
they're getting better, though. This is
absurdly good. called it Hop Overboard, based off of the Blink-182 song Man Overboard, because we went with the full 16 ounces of hops. Like, we over-hopped this one.
Also, going from that to where we are now, I mean, I guess you could really say that it's like growing up.
Well, I guess this is growing up. Okay, I'm done. I don't have anything else to say.
Me either.